Hi guys, and welcome to Dee's Media World. I know it's been a while since I've done one of these reviews, but I did want to do a review today on Inuyasha, episode 37, The Man Who Fell in Love with Kagome. Such a detailed description of what this episode's kind of about, but not really. This episode is actually one of my favorites. It's a lot of fun. Koga is, I think, a lot of people's favorite, one of their favorite characters. He's a reoccurring character. You'll see him again later on. But he's so much fun to watch, and his interactions with Kagome are hilarious. Basically, what happens in this episode is a continuation of what happened last time. Kagome gets kidnapped at like the end of the last episode or so, and this one is her trying to escape and eventually escaping later on. There's a lot of funny commentary, like Kagome saying that Inuyasha looks like slow-mo in comparison to Koga when he's running. It's funny because it's actually kind of ironic because Koga and Inuyasha are very similar, and that's sort of the joke of the show is like Koga and Inuyasha are very similar, but the only thing that really makes them different is Koga's confidence. Like Inuyasha's confident, but Koga is like overly confident. Like he's basically that guy. He's kind of like that jock in high school kind of character who thinks he can get any girl, whatever, without the most effort. When it comes to women and relationships, he's very he's up front with his feelings and emotions. I mean, in this episode, he tells Kagome he loves her, and he's only known her maybe a half a day or something like that. Like, he doesn't really know Kagome. They haven't really had an intimate conversation. He just sees Kagome as a jewel shard searcher, or someone who can see the jewel shards, and just takes that as, she'll be the love of his life, and we're so compatible that way. There's some cute things that happen in this episode. Kagome helps Shippo escape. Well, they actually had a cute plan at first. Shippo actually disguised himself as Koga to leave, but that failed. And Kagome sort of sacrifices Shippo, saves Shippo is what I mean, and she throws him off to go find Inuyasha and the others, because at least he can help, and he does help later on. There's one thing that kind of made me laugh. After Shippo leaves and they threaten to kill Kagome, and Koga comes in and stops them from killing Kagome. He hits on Kagome, and Kagome's like, "Oh, I'm seeing someone," or whatever, and I'm like, "Are you?" I wouldn't really say you are, like with the whole Inuyasha relationship, but if you say so. I really was thinking, like, in your dreams, Kagome, you're not really seeing Inuyasha like that, but whatever. There's a really funny thing with Inuyasha and Moroku in this episode where Moroku has a theory that Inuyasha should get captured by one of the birds of paradise because that might lead them to where Koga is. And it's not a bad theory. I mean, if you have nothing to go on, it's not a bad idea. They ran out of the little mushrooms or whatever it was that Shippo had that was helping them find Kagome. But I was like, it's not a bad theory. I mean, at least he was doing something. But they have a funny argument. Kagome actually really extends herself to help Koga in this episode. Like, in a way, it's almost kind of like Stockholm Syndrome with her a little bit with Koga, because, he kidnaps her, which is messed up, and he puts her in this position or whatever. But at the same time, he actually is protecting her, and they kind of form kind of a friendship. I think alliance is a more appropriate term. I wouldn't say a friendship, but an alliance. Like, they get along, they like each other. But it's a different type of like. Like, Kagome likes Koga because he's not what she thought he was. But Koga loves Kagome because whatever. I'm not even going to go into that. Let's see. I thought that was funny. Even with Koga's friends or his tribe calling Kagome sis or whatever. Because they kind of just assume... that would be his wife or whatever they're trying to go with. The confession scene, when Koga says at the top of the mountain that he loves Kagome or he's in love with Kagome, everyone's reaction was, that was probably the funniest thing about this episode. There were so many funny things in this episode. Just the look on everyone's face. The fact that I love how Moroku was like, I wish I had that audacity. Like, I wish I could be that bold and just say from the top of a mountain, I'm in love with this girl, even though he probably technically isn't. But or he just thinks he is, and he's just like, yeah, I'm in love with you, Kagome. And I can't remember what he said after that, but he was basically like, oh, forget Inuyasha or whatever. And it's just so hilarious. Like, the whole Koga's just, people like Koga, I think, because he's passionate, hilarious, and he's just kind of upfront and confident in everything he does. Like, even when he's dead wrong, he's actually kind of, later on I remember that Koga is kind of weaker than Inuyasha in some ways. Like Inuyasha, if Inuyasha and Koga had a fight, which is going to be coming up, foreshadowing, it's more likely that Inuyasha would win it. But Koga just has such a confidence and energy that you're kind of attracted to and think it's really amusing to watch. Like, it kind of makes you wonder, what if Koga was the main character of the show? I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't be the same. I mean, he doesn't have as much baggage as Inuyasha has, but that would be kind of funny. What else is going on? Inuyasha and Kagome kind of have a fight at the end of the episode, and it's one of those things that it's going to be resolved in the next episode, obviously, but it's one of those things where it's like you kind of see both ends. I mean, I think Kagome in that fight with Inuyasha was a little bit more wrong because A, she got kidnapped, and so if anyone comes to save you from being kidnapped, they should be, thanked. They should be properly thanked. Just in general for doing that. Like, obviously no one wants to be kidnapped, no matter how it turns out, right? And I feel like she should just left, like, tell Inuyasha, I'm sorry, whatever. And she does later, but after she sort of puts Koga first. And I could see as an outsider that not making any sense. Like, I get it watching the show, like seeing Kagome interact with Koga and stuff, why she would do it. But then she kind of switches loyalty kind of quickly in a way. And I could sort of see Inuyasha's argument with her later on. I mean, granted, Inuyasha kind of is implying that I guess they were lovers or something like that, which was kind of, it was more so stupid, but it was understandably stupid. Like, it was such a short period of time that it would be hard to believe that Koga would be in love. I mean, Kagome would be in love with Koga or whatever. But I can sort of see Inuyasha's point, and I know Kagome was pissed off. But I don't think Inuyasha, and I guess this is something that's a theme in the show for me now, versus how I felt about the show when I was a kid, is that Kagome's usually more in the wrong in their fights. Like, they both are equally stupid sometimes, but everyone always takes Kagome's side, and that's something I'll probably talk about a little bit later. Like, Inuyasha, yeah, he's the man in the relationship, so he's supposed to, I guess, take the blame more. But I always felt like Kagome was usually a little bit more in the wrong, and she kind of just did things that just weren't really called for. Like, it wasn't really necessary to do all that. But in any case, in the episode, this is actually another continuing episode in a way, because it kind of ends with Kagome being pissed off, and she leaves, and all that kind of stuff. And in the next episode, they're just going to try and resolve that anger. So, anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!